Congratulations on the purchase of your new Windsor Caravan. We're going to go through a full product walkthrough and handover of this vehicle behind us. But please bear in mind, yours may differ based on the model and the specifications that you ordered. So this vehicle is fitted with a DO35 hitch, which is a fully articulating hitch used for off-road, so that when you're going around all those bends, your vehicle stays secure. The pin that it comes with sits on the car, slides up underneath, and then we push the red button to lock it in, making it nice and secure. By putting the dust cover cap on the top, you'll know it's locked on properly as the dust cover cap clicks into position. A great tool to make your vehicle safe and secure. Next, we're going to talk about all of the cables that you've got at the front of your van. So this vehicle is fitted with an Anderson plug, a camera cable, and a 12-pin plug. In your 12-pin plug, you've got a row of 7 pins, which is standard pins across every trailer and every caravan. And then you've got a row of 5 pins at the top. And every caravan's slightly different, which is why we recommend getting your vehicle wired by an auto electrician that's familiar with the caravan that you're towing. In this particular unit, we've got an Anderson plug, which is actually powering the fridge. And the battery charging is going through one of the ancillary pins in the row of 5 pins. The camera cable is fitted with a Safety Dave camera, and that's just a standard 4-pin camera cable. So when you get your car wired up to suit your caravan, your auto electrician will know these and make sure that your car is suited for your towing. The vehicle is also fitted with a Breakaway. This particular Breakaway is a B&M Pro trail safe, which means that it gets its power from the caravan. And what this is designed to do is that if your vehicle becomes separated from the caravan for whatever reason, it pulls the pin here, which means that the caravan brakes lock on, preventing the vehicle from rolling into oncoming traffic. This van's fitted with 2 9-kilo gas bottles, and since 2023, the vans now come with this LC27 connection. And the difference between this and the old gas bottles is that if I turn this gas bottle on now, no gas can expel. I've got to actually connect this up with and there's a little ball valve inside before gas will actually come out of the gas bottle. It's just a safety thing that they brought in. So if I turn this gas bottle on, to make sure that I've got gas flowing, we've got a changeover valve up here, and I just changed the changeover valve so that the arrow is pointing to the gas bottle that I've got connected and turned on at the moment. That'll mean that if I run out of gas on this gas bottle, I can just turn the other one on, switch the changeover valve, and now I'm drawing gas from this gas bottle. A great way to make sure that you don't run out of gas when you're off grid, because if you run out on one gas bottle, you know you're halfway through the supply that you've got. All right, we're gonna have a look at the corner steady legs now. So in the front tunnel boot, you'll find your jack handle. Big long handle with a 19mm socket on the end that we use for winding down our jack legs. Cool, so this is an Alco corner steady leg, and the way that it works is we just take the weight off the leg, pull the red handle out, and bring it down until it locks into position. If you're on uneven ground, it can also lock into position at various angles as well. But ideally, we want it straight up and down. We take our jack handle, we place it in the socket, and then we can wind the leg down. And later on, I'm going to show you a drill attachment that you can do this with your impact drill as well. When we place it down on the ground, we just want it so that it's firm, and that's it. The corner steady leg is only designed to take that rocking out of the van from the suspension. It's certainly not designed to jack your van up to try and level your van or to change a tyre, as it can break the gears inside. So the Thetford door hatch here is currently locked because the locks are going perpendicular. We would grab our key, pop it in, 90-degree turn to the right, and that unlocks it. To unlock the door, put your fingers at the top corners, use your thumbs to push in until you hear a click, and then the door comes down. If you don't hear the click and you're trying to unlock it, just remember to make sure you hear the click until it comes down. Inside the van, we've got a battery. It's got a 100 amp lithium battery in this battery box, which is vented to the outside by the vent on the floor and the vent on the door. Also comes with a nice handy touch light so you can see what's going on in your tunnel boot. Cool, so this van's fitted with a Swift hot water system. It's a 20 litre storage hot water system that operates on gas and on 240 volt. There's not much that you need to do to maintain them. They're a stainless steel tank, so there's no sacrificial anode that you've got to change in your regular annual servicing. They're just a bit of a set and forget. But if you do want to have a look inside, there's 2 screws on the right hand side which you can take out, and then the cover just pops off. Inside here you'll see a couple of things. There's a pressure release valve, whereas if you need to drain your hot water system, you can just pull the pressure release. It is completely normal to see water dripping out underneath your hot water system as well. It just means that it's built up enough pressure and it's just trying to release that pressure. Other than that, behind this cover here, this is your 240 volt reset switches. So if it's not working on 240, there may be that these circuit breakers have popped out. Please don't get in behind this white cover, as it's all 240 volt wiring and could potentially be dangerous. So other than that, we just set and forget our hot water system and turn it on when you're ready to get some hot water. All right, so next we've got our water filler tank and also our mains water. So behind the water filler, we just turn the key 90 degrees and then we've got access. Highly recommend getting one of these fillers that you can actually pop in at the right angle and then connect to your hose when you're trying to fill your water tanks up. So for our mains water inlet, we've got this Sureflow mains inlet. It's got a dust cover cap on the front. Inside there's a brass connection, so your van comes with a brass adapter, and just remember that rule, brass to brass, plastic to plastic. And we pop it in there, get a nice tight fit, put your mains water on, and you've got water. Behind the Sureflow adapter actually sits a pressure limiting valve, and what this is designed to do, if you're at a caravan park with really high water pressure, it limits the pressure to 50 psi or 350 kPa, meaning that your John Guest lines, which are just a lot of push fittings, don't start popping off. So all caravans come with a pressure limiting valve. Cool, so this van's also fitted with an external shower. Really simple operation. Just use your key on the cam lock and then you can pull your shower out, and then it's got a flick mixer like you'd have at your shower at home. Works off your water pump and off your mains water and is connected to your hot water system, so you can have a nice warm shower. Great for getting the sand off after you've been to the beach. Yeah, just awesome feature. So now we've got our 240 volt inlet socket. Really important to note that caravans are a 15 amp. The way to tell the difference between a 15 amp and a 10 amp lead is by looking at the earth pin. It's always going to be a lot larger on a 15 amp. It means that a 10 amp normal lead that you might have in your garage at home, it just physically won't go in there. So don't try and force it, don't modify anything. Make sure you grab yourself a 15 amp lead for your caravan, like this one here, and it simply just slots in and gives you 240 volt power. If you do not have a 15 amp outlet socket at your house, then what you can actually purchase as an accessory is what's called one of these amphibians, which come with a 15 amp female socket for plugging into your caravan lead, and then a 10 amp socket on the other side. And the difference there is it's got a 10 amp circuit breaker, so it protects your caravan if you do have a power surge. So that's the difference. You've got your 15 amp pin, which has got a fatter earth pin than your 10 amp. So you can plug your 15 amp lead into your amphibian here, and then you can plug that 10 amp straight into the power point in your garage at home. So on the back here, we've also got our lower fridge vent. This van's fitted with a 3-way fridge, which means it works on 240 volt gas and 12 volt. Behind the fridge vent, there's not much need for you to get in here, but what you do have is a gas isolation valve, and then you've also got a bunch of 240 and 12 volt wiring. With the 12 volt wiring, there's actually what's called a trigger wire, which runs to that 12 pin that we showed you earlier on the front of the caravan, and that gets an ignition sensor from your car. So when your car's turned on, you give 12 volt power to that wire, it tells the fridge that you're plugged into your car and your car's turned on, and it'll automatically switch over to start operating on the 12 volt mode. Getting the vent back on, we just make sure that we slide it in on the right first, get your finger underneath, make sure it's nice and secure, and then it just fits in, click, click, give it a quick test, and that fridge vent's back on nice and secure. So this van's fitted with a grey water tank and this Sullage connection. So the grey water tank, it's got a valve cock open underneath. If that's in line with the way that the hose is going, then it's open, and to close it, we just turn it 90 degrees perpendicular. But if we're at a caravan park or our grey water tank's full and we can safely get rid of it, then your van also comes with a Sullage hose. This one's got a cam lock connection, so it just fits on like so, and then you pull the cam lock, and then that's nice and secure, and we can run the other end off to the drainage. So also on the outside of this van, it's got a gas bayonet. So we take the little dust cover off, pops out, and then if you've got a gas bayonet hose, then you can plug that in for running your barbecue, etc. Just make sure that whatever gas appliance that you do plug into it, it's got an auto flame out, and it's ready to run off your gas bottles off the van. So on the back of your van, it comes with a full-size spare wheel behind the cover, and up the top there, we've got a Safety Dave rear view camera. It's designed to point at the traffic behind you so that when you're in the car and you've got your screen set up in the car, you can see the traffic behind you, but you can also point the camera down to use it as a reversing aid. So when you get in your box, comes with a nice cover, comes with the camera cable that you run through your car, comes with your power loom harness, and then the actual monitor that sits on your dash and shows you the vision. So this van's fitted with an Aussie Traveller awning. They're all pretty much the same, just a few little nuances between them. First thing we do when we go is we go to the legs, unlock the travel lock arms, undo the spindle, and then we'll do that on the other side as well. Unlock, make that nice and loose. We'll go to unlock this to the open position, and then use our reachy handle to grab the pull down strap. Pull the awning out the whole way. On our arms, push these up until they lock into position. And do that on the same on the other side. Locks in position. We'll grab our lever, pull up, tighten the awning knob here, and then grab this lever, pull it up so that it's nice and the same, and then tighten our tension awning arm. So that's one position that we can have our awning, and then we can just move our strap off to the side, take it out, or just wrap it around one of the legs. The other way that we can have the awning set up is down to a lower position, and then you can unclick it from the body of the van. And then tighten our. This just gives you more access when you want to come in and out of your awning. Or if it's nice, if it's too windy, then we can just leave it clicked into the side of the van as well. One of the must-have accessories for your awning is this ground dog kit. What this does when you've got your awning out in this particular position, it comes with some base plates that you can actually then just slide underneath your awning like so. And then you've got these big heavy-duty screw-in pegs which go into the grass and make sure that this is nice and secure. The other great thing that it comes with is a 19mm socket for your drill, which you use on your pegs to get your pegs into the grass, but it's also fantastic because it fits onto your corner steadies and you can use the same drill to put your legs down. It comes with some tie down straps and some really safe rather than those springs that were there for tying down from the awning barrel, and it also comes with these really cool awning accessories which slide in up here to your van, and you can hang lights and other bits and pieces off as well. So yeah, really cool kit, must-have accessory when you've got a roll-out awning. So you can put the loop through here, pull that nice and tight, and then we can get our strap, put it through, and then pull it nice and tight. Keeps it all nice and secure as well. All right, so when you want to put your awning away, we just do the whole process in reverse. So the first thing we'll do is click our leg back in. We can undo our tension strap. We'll go over here and we'll lower the other side all the way down to the stop point, undo our tension strap. We can also slide our leg back in. And then this side, same thing, lower it all the way down till it hits the stop, undo, slide our arm all the way back down, and then we'll grab our reachy pole, just taking a little bit of tension off the awning and clicking it into its closed position. And then we'll roll on to our strap, getting to there, putting our pole back in until it closes. Really important that when you close in the awning, you want to get it to go with a bit of momentum. If you just ease it in, then you'll find that it doesn't roll up quite as tight. The last thing we'll do, don't forget to tighten the tension knobs back up, otherwise they can rattle loose and come away. And then just clicking and locking in our locks to make sure that it's nice and secure. And that's your awning packed away, ready for travel. All right, so this, we've got our toilet access door. So like the tunnel boot door, fingers and thumbs opens up. Inside we've got our Thetford toilet cassette. There's a blue lever at the bottom. Using our fingers and our thumb can slide out and we can go off to the dump point to empty our toilet. Even comes with a handle here to empty your toilet. This comes up, we take our cover off and we go and place that on the ground somewhere. And then we tip it up inside the dump point, and there's a blue button here that we press our thumb down, which allows the air to come back in as our waste is tipped down the drainage point. Another quick tip here is it's got an inspection port that you can actually open up. So if you want to use your hose when you get home to give your toilet cassette a good clean out, you can get in there as well. Next thing we got here is our picnic table. Just pop the two levers down, slides out, and then you've even got a light on the side. So inside the passenger side tunnel boot drawer, we've got our VIN plate. The VIN plate's got all the really important information about your caravan. It tells you what the tear weight is, how much payload capacity you have, and it's also got your recommended tyre pressures. All right, so to pull out, we've got a double pull out step here. Just reach down, pops out, and it even comes with a nice light on our grab handle and a blue light on our step for safe entry and exit. Our main entry door, we can open it up, can even split the door open so that you can just have your fly wire mesh and your main door open, or you can close it, open it all up, and it just clicks in the back here for staying open in the wind, and then we can come on and head inside. Cool, so around the van you've got lots of storage. To use these, we just push the button in, can open up the wardrobes. You've got reading lights at the front. These ones have got little handles underneath and can click closed as well. Underneath the bed here, we lift it up. It's on gas struts, so it stays up for you. Plenty of storage under there. But in the corner there, we've also got our Battery Plus HA35 charger. That there is a 35 amp AC, DC and solar charger with an MPPT solar controller built in. And it's also got electronic circuit breakers. So there's no fuses in this van. If any of the light circuits, the water pump, the water heater, etc. trip out, then there's an electronic resettable circuit breaker. So as soon as the fault goes away, the circuit breaker will click back on, allowing you to continue using. So here we've got our 240 volt power point. The black one here is the AC charger for this BP35, which is charging the battery in the tunnel boot. So the grey cord here is for our 240 volt element in the water heater. When you're plugged into mains power, you don't need to run it on gas. You just run it off the grey cord, which is like a kettle element inside the water heater. So this is our gas hot water system switch. When we turn it on, the piezo will start trying to light the gas hot water system. It'll flash whilst it's lighting. Once it's lit and it's working, then the red light will go off. It'll only stay on whilst it's either lit or if there's a fault. Cool, so with your TV, it's important to note that if it's tuned into the Perth region, when you travel into some remote areas or even interstate, you may need to tune your TV again To do that, we just go to the menu setting, we scroll down to channel, come across and down to auto search, hit enter on the auto search. There's digital TV and analog TV. Just tune for both because you may be in a region where you can only get analog. And then that'll go through a full auto tune and you can redo that in any region that you're in. So another little point on the TVs is most Caravans come with some sort of antenna signal boost. What this does is it boosts or it amplifies the signal through adding 12 volt into the connection. So just making sure that this is turned all the way up to maximize the signal that you're going to get in any region. Next to it, we've also got these two 240 volt power points. The black one here is powering the microwave, and the big orange cable is actually for the air conditioner. Your microwave's a pretty standard feature. You use it much like the microwave that you do in your house. But one important thing to note, if it does have a glass tray inside, take it out when you're traveling, just to prevent any rattling in your van. So as part of the battery management system, that BP35, you've got your Trek 3 display in this van. It shows you your water tanks. So water tank 1 is empty, water tank 2 is 3/4 full. This van doesn't have full water tanks, so tanks 3 and 4 are turned off by default. Down the bottom, you've also got your water pump. To turn your water pump on, just one quick push of the water droplet button there, and to turn it off, and one again to turn it on. By default, it has a pump too, but this van's only fitted with one water pump. But if yours did have 2 water pumps, then it's just a long press of the water droplet feature to turn that pump to on and off. It also shows you the time, tells us that we've got AC connected, our battery is full, and we've got our amps and our voltage. Because the battery's full, there's no amps going in at the moment, and it's connected to the AC. Now that I've disconnected the 240 volt power to the system, we can see that all of the lights and all the load that's running at the moment is drawing 13.1 amps from the battery. And then the system can calculate that if I continue drawing that number of amps, we've got 6 hours worth of run time until the battery goes flat. When we want to store our Caravan and disconnect all of the load, we can just push the battery button up the top and that'll disconnect all of the 12 volt power inside your van. So with our water pump turned on, we've got our tap here, hot and cold, and we've also got a filtered tap down the bottom, which runs through a filter. With our window, it's just got some locks that we can open it up, and then we can tighten the struts to open, keep it in the open position. When we travel in our Caravan, there's a lot of debate about, do I have my blinds open, my blinds closed? The answer is really, it depends on the type of blinds that you've got. With these ones in here, I recommend traveling with the fly screen down. And the reason for that, if we have it up and we're going on some rattly roads, then they can just work their way down slowly, and it means that the tension in the string can lessen over time. So for this van, recommend fly screen closed. Cool, so we've got our stove and our mini grill. In here we've got 3 gas burners and 1 electric. To light our gas, first we can turn on our range hood. It comes with a light and also with your extraction fans. And then we can just turn the knob, holding it in till you hear the gas coming out. Light with the piezo, hold it in until the thermocouple can heat up, and then your gas stove will stay lit. Turning it off, just turning it off like normal. The mini grill underneath is a gas mini grill as well, so we just hold it down. Same thing with the piezo, and we can light that too. Cool, so this is a Dometic 3-way fridge, an RUA series. And the way that it works is off 240 volt, 12 volt and gas. It's designed to work off gas when you're free camping and 12 volt when it's plugged into your tow vehicle. It won't work off 12 volt off your Caravan battery, otherwise it'll draw too many amps and flatten your battery really quick. Cool, so in our setting menu, you'll see that we've got our temperature range, our energy mode, and some other settings down the bottom. The most optimum range for running our temperature is on setting 3. Some people believe that if they change it up to setting 5, because the fridge isn't getting cold enough, that it'll be more efficient. That's not the case with 3-way absorption fridges. So just running it on setting 3 is definitely the most efficient. If we just push one button, we can get to our energy selection. At the moment, you can see that it's on auto and there's a picture of a 240 volt plug. That's because we're plugged into mains power. If we disconnect mains power, it will actually try to light on gas because we're not connected to a tow vehicle. if we disconnect from mains power and we were connected to a tow vehicle, then the picture of the battery symbol would come up, which is where the vehicle's designed to operate on battery. To reset, if we ever get a fault come up, so I'm just going to put it into fault mode by trying to put it on manual selection on battery, you'll see a red flashing symbol. If you believe that you've got the right setting in there, and where the most common thing this will happen is if I'm trying to light it on gas, because I'm free camping, but I haven't got the gas bottles turned on, it will only try and light a couple of times before it goes into fault mode. So if I've then turned my gas bottles on and I want to get it out of fault mode, I'll hold the big silver button in until I hear one beep, not until the whole thing turns off. So I'll hold it in, listen for the beep, let go, and then it'll try and light again on gas. So that's the RUA Dometic fridge. It's a super reliable fridge, but if you do have any dramas, there are lots of troubleshooting guides in the manual, which comes with your van. Cool, so in the top cupboard here, we've got our RCD, or residual current device, which is for your 240 volt, same as you've got in your house. You can test it by pushing the button in, and if it trips, we know that it's working, and that's the power coming back on. And then we've also got this little switch here, which is our solar isolation. So new laws came in that say all new Caravans need to be able to disconnect the solar from the main circuit so that people can work on the system safely. But not much need to do, just leave it turned on when you're using your van. Cool, so behind the wardrobes at the back here, we've got our top loader NCE washing machine, which just pops up like that. Lid comes up. Inside is a travel lock, which locks the drum from moving around when you're driving. Pop it in, it's pretty self-explanatory. Power on, hot, warm, cold, and hit cycle through for, you know, full wash, rinse, all the rest of it. Don't forget to pop your travel locks back in and close your lid when you're ready. Another good tip for washing machines is when you're storing your van, keep the lid open so that it can dry out and you don't end up with any mold in your washing machine. Cool, so we've got our shower here. In our shower, it's the standard flick mixer set up with your shower head. You've got a vent up the top which you can open by spinning the wheel, and an extraction fan as well. And it even comes with a light so you can see what you're doing inside. Cool, so with our Thetford toilet, we can tell how much water is in the tank by there. To use it, lift our lid. There's a little flap across here. Open it up so that you can see inside. Do your business. When you're finished, there's a blue button to flush, which runs from your main water tanks. Close your lid again, your flap, and close the lid. Cool, lastly before we go, there's a couple of little things on the roof here that you'll see. We've got our Dometic aircon, which is just like your reverse cycle aircon at home, works off heating, cooling, etc. It can operate it from the remote, or you can operate it directly from pushing the buttons on the aircon. We've also got our roof hatches, our skylights. Don't forget to close these before you travel. This one here just pulls down, locks into place like so. And it also comes with a fly screen and a block out so that you don't get the light in the van. Well, that's it folks, a full rundown on the Windsor Genesis Caravan and your handover. If you have any questions at all, we have a fully stocked service department as well as a massive accessories shop with all the bits and pieces that you may need to enjoy your travels.